Welcome all to Ope, Legends of Raspia, the comedy fiction fantasy real play role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play, especially our talented friends who once played a very early version of this game and had their character killed by other PCs while they weren't playing, and the GM of that game still feels bad about it. So pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old Bart Fox. Last time on Olor. Foebear, hot with rage at the tales of his grandma's booty dance, murdered a Toeurian guard on the outskirts of Kaltaria. With a scouting troop on his figurative and literal tail, Foebear decided to lead Eenie and Meanie, the brothers, away from the bandit encampment and toward the desert monster known as the Sleepy Boba. Oh, and Phobo decided to take up the moniker of an old Kaltarian legend that totally wasn't just improvised on the spot. Totally.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Of course.
Pre-recording, I asked how tall Foebear was, since we're both Mossberians, and Han informed me he was 3 feet tall, so I said I'll be 4 feet.
Yes, indeed. And also, his agility is a little bigger, too. I've seen it. Well, if there's nothing else, then I must say, Legends of Raspia! Today we are joined by our good friend. Do you mind introducing yourself, since I don't want to dox you in our first interaction online?
Yeah, I am Justin.
Just in. This is who our guest is. He will be playing our beloved and recurring character known as Eenie, the not-so-talkative and yet highly expressive brother of Anamandor Ortiz.
A family name, Masturbation.
Yes, and trade, named for their trade, their titular trade, being experts in the arts of Bashan. You, the two of you brothers, sit squatted in a cactus cluster with Foebear Dongodare, our MC. How we doing today, Rico Tahi?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm kind of coming down off of a certain high, a rush, if you will, and just, feeling the vibes.
And what rush was that exactly?
Oh, you're taking on an old moniker of the Mask of Oraz, and, making sure that justice is had amongst the land.
Mm-hmm. And leaving very cool sword-drawn swishes in the sand at your scene. Is this also true?
Actually, Sling-Shot-Drawn-Swishes, but yes,
Sling-Shot-Drawn-Swishes. Now there is an episode title I already abhor. So, you guys are currently right around the dawn of the road. As the sun is coming up, we're going to do a perception roll.
Yeah.
But first, before we do this, gang, we need to take a moment to shame our GM, because I started the game yet again without my dice. Can I get a quick boo?
Boo!
Boo.
Okay. I deserve this.
You know we can edit this, right? Or
He's not gonna.
no, you're right. It's better if we don't.
Justin, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Oh, Jesus. Just a guy. Yeah.
What's your background in gaming, Justin?
I mean, I love...
What's your experience with tabletop RPGs and all?
That's a good question, Nate. Or Han. Oh, wait. What is
It's
it,
all
Han?
of them. It's all things. You don't worry about it.
I mean, I love tabletop gaming. I love tabletop RPGs. I've been a game master more than I've been a player, which is how I prefer it, but I do enjoy being a player and letting someone else handle all the grunt work, as if you will, so...
And I will.
Yeah. Fun fact, Justin is actually the soul who introduced yours truly to tabletop RPGs entirely. Isn't this true, Justin?
Yeah, as sources will confirm, I think that is true.
So anyone that plays Legends of Raspia is like his little gaming grandbaby.
I don't know if I like that.
I'm not sure I liked it either, but we don't edit these things, so what are we gonna do? Anyway, perception roll, you sillies.
Is it D20?
Yes.
Yes, D20 is all you need. One dice, one sheet.
That's a 19 from old Faubert.
All right. Is this good?
Ooh, a natural one. And so, as you guys sit squatting in this cactus cluster, you are fully aware of the fact that you are being pursued by Toeurian scouts. Faubert Dongo Dare coming off of this particular high was the high of a Moidal. He slew, he ex-lifed an enforcer just outside of Keltaria. There were gates as they have constructed palisade walls, and right now you are running away. You have made your way into the arid knots, and you can see behind you that the sun is rising. However, due to our not so miraculous one, we also have no idea where our pursuants are. With that being said, you go to an open table. Justin, that means you have 2 actions you can pretty much do whatever with, including give them to Phobo, if you like.
Are we riding anything, or are we on foot?
You're on the old Shoe Leather Express, my good homie.
And we're just fleeing from some pursuers. Are we in a where are we? A desert?
You are in the middle of the deserts known as the arid knots, and this time of this particular season, when the sun comes out, it gets so hot that it will literally cook you if you remain in it for too long. So everything that you do has to take place at night if you're going to be moving around in the desert.
Gotcha.
So the fact that the sun is coming up is a BFD.
All right, yeah. So it's kind of like pitch black or something, or
Yeah, right.
Legend of Riddick. But anyway.
Yes, exactly. If only.
And
yeah,
we
go
are
ahead and take a
also-
bit for good question, for good gaming. That's the kind of inquisitive thought we like to promote. Bits are currency.
And also, not for nothing, we are trying to lead this party of Tourians to a much larger creature that we discovered a few episodes back, the Sleepy Boba. I figured that maybe they could fight each other, and we'll see what happens after the end.
Yeah, this sounds
Take a
good.
boss, fight a boss.
Phobo, how long do you reckon till we reach this thing?
Whoa! You can talk!
My goodness, looks like the crisis of the situation has brought out his big sexy voice.
I reckon, a few. It's still a few lengths away, or a length away, over a length away.
You seemed way more sure of this when you told us, "Follow me."
No, I swear, it's just over the next couple hills, dunes.
I just give a disapproving look.
Yes, Automandor shares in this look, and they sort of glance back at one another disapprovingly. Phobo, you have been asked as to what the plan is. Since you guys did not pass your perception, it will take an action if you wish to communicate what the next steps are.
Yeah, we'll take that action. So I think we need to
Spit it out.
we need to move quickly and quietly and efficiently and yeah, okay, well, which one of us is coming up with the plan here?
I told you, man. I told you. This is why we berate him when he speaks. He's vicious, bro. He goes for the jugular every time.
That ain't a plan. That's common sense.
That's what he named his book.
Okay, well, I can read that later. But first things first, we've got to get through the arid knots without cooking our own little feetsies off.
See you.
So, let's hightail it. Let's hightail it and or lowtail it to the Sleepy Boba, and we gotta be quiet, but also we have to leave enough tracks that they can still follow us. But we gotta stay ahead.
What's What's the layout of what's the lay of the land? This is why I don't use my mouth very often.
That's fair.
Hey, it's been a long time. You gotta knock the cobwebs off, my friend.
Indeed.
My brother.
So, we're kind of traveling through, there's a bit of the shifting sand sort of thing, so the dunes aren't quite always exactly in the same place, but there will be one singular solitary dune that we're looking for in particular. And that dune is no dune. That is no dune. It is the sleepy boba hiding. So there won't be much cover from that thing. So I'm kind of picturing maybe we just kind of run across it and try to wake it up and run as fast as we can, and then just get on the other side before Toeurian shows up.
And all of this before the rising sun rises today.
Yeah.
And where you reckon we're gonna rest our, how'd you put it, feetsies? From the sun after they start fighting.
You know, worst comes to worst, we just, slice open Meanie and like sleep in him.
Hey, now, come on. We're on first name basis. If you're gonna slice me open, at least call me Anamandor Orti.
You're right. My apologies.
Alrighty, so you have spent an action for where? Justin, what would you like to do in this time?
I think I want to bank an action because I want to wait till the dune is at least on the horizon before trying to scout ahead at all.
Cool.
Now I'll give a second one to Fobear, just since he's in the lead.
Perhaps he can use it to concoct his plan a little more in a more refined fashion. Fobear, what do you do with your now 2 actions?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna use one of my actions to use this static I got. Fobear has a respect. Has respected?
R-E-S, peace, T.
In any case, I have a new skill. It's called Uncanny Speed, which allows me to double the effect of all movements. So, I'd like to enact that first.
That was a joke from The Office, by the way. Go ahead and throw some agility bones for me. I gotta laugh. I credit where it do. Here at Bar Fox.
14 for agility bones.
Alrighty, that is a success.
And then for the final action, I fucking move!
You can run in tandem with him, so I imagine Anamandor and Ini will be joining.
Yes.
Go ahead and do another agility for me, Fobear, before we go to the world's turn.
This one's 23.
Alrighty. You are an agilitous little crew as you make your way through the waning hours of the night toward a cluster of canyons that is in the distant, you can barely see it. Let's go ahead and go to the world's turn.
We're getting there.
This will be a PRC for the world's turn. Thank you.
I got a 15.
Do I roll that too?
Yes.
Yep. So the way the world's turn works, you'll roll a perception just to see what you see, and then the world also, all of the characters therein have 2 actions as well.
All right. Well, I rolled a 19 for the perception.
It's way better than a 1.
I changed dice from the earlier one, so.
Okay. Oof.
So as you guys get up, feeling the lactic acid begin to eat at your legs from running through sand all eve, there's a moment of silence where you look at each other like ready to go, and you hear shunk, and an arrow lands directly in the middle of all of you. You are aware that you have been spotted by the Toeurians and that they are within at least bow range. So, let's have you guys do another agility test as they engage pursuit across the dwindling chimes of the night.
All right. Is this considered a dodge?
This one is not.
Okay.
That was more like a narratively effective arrow.
Understood.
More of a declaration sort of an attack.
Well, with the plus 18, I got 28.
And I've got 24.
Sweet. You guys are clearly more spry than your scout-based pursuants. You may have caught them off guard. It's not to say that you'd be more agilitous than any Toeurian scouting party, but the sort of impromptu gang that has followed you, you guys got them. You're way out ahead. In fact, you make it all the way to the mouth of these caverns. Therein, let's do a perception as the world's turn comes to a close, and then it will be back to an open table.
10.
5.
So there before you, still in the darkness, which you recognize as a good thing as you start to feel the heat of the rising sun behind you in the east, you can see that before you, jutting off to the west, which is in the correct direction, as Faubert is aware, canyons that go a little bit below the level, the ground level. It's sort of a subterranean series of caverns. Though you can tell they are a little maze-like in their feature. So,
amazing.
You guys, will say, are continuing to keep a decent pace as you are performing your actions. So you won't have to spend actions to continue to move. That's gonna be set for you. With that being said, we go back to an open table.
These canyons head in the right direction?
Indeed they are. Considering our predilection for being uncooked, I would say we use them.
Oh, another great fucking plan.
Yeah, look who got some influence in his respec, Mr. Eloquence over here.
Alright, I don't need this. I don't see either of you taking charge.
I will.
Yeah,
you want me
I'm
to?
sort of-
I'm taller.
No.
I'm taller.
Barely.
A whole fucking foot, mate.
Well, what are your feet doing up here?
That's
Stop, put your feet down.
25% taller than you.
Look, you two, we'll mark it on the cave wall so it's official, but first we must go into the caves.
Yeah, let's, I head in.
Yeah, I'm right behind.
You can tell that Anamandor is engaging a static, as this is one of those fine calm before the storm moments in gaming where you may run into some shit, but as of right now, it's a good time to deploy your, your varying wards and what have you.
Can I look for like a handful of rocks or anything like that?
Yeah, let's do a PRC. It is quite likely, given the nature of the cave through which you are statically walking.
Word. 16.
Oh yeah. Nice, good feeling handful of pebbles, you scoop.
With the hidden status, are you allowed to move while you're hidden, or is it like a stay still and hide kind of thing?
Yep, so when you go to move, when you are hidden, it is considered a stealth stride.
Okay.
Which that's when you
Gotcha,
can sync
yeah.
up your tiptoe skill we were discussing
Perfect.
earlier. Off air, losers. I'm sorry. We're the losers.
Yeah, we said some funny shit before we were recording too.
Yeah, you should have been there, man. It was
Yeah.
great.
Probably the funniest things we'll say all day.
Yeah, it was, and you can't prove that it wasn't. So, anyway. And, Faubert, what do you wish to do as you guys are keeping sort of a jogging pace, descending down into the cool air of the cave system?
So I've got my handful of pebbles. I suppose I just want to keep my wits about me. You mentioned these being a bit maze-like, so if we're like crossing, anytime we like get to like a fork or something, I want to put like a pebble down like in a very specific sort of like way to like, make sure we're not backtracking or anything like that.
That is brilliant. Go ahead and take a bit. Take 2 bits because I love the way you're thinking.
Well, I've needed to take a shit since we started out on this trek, so I'm gonna be on the lookout for a place to squat.
All right, that'll be a PRC for a place to squat. You'll look at your bad pie for perception, find it wanting, and announce your roll.
I got a 19.
Damn. Yeah, you know what? Even as you guys enter, just off to the left, you see just a perfect little dead-endery where you can go and make all of the relievings that you need to do.
Alright, Faubert, stay on lookout. This will take a minute.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and do a brawn test for me, Eenie, just to make sure everything's regular.
be quick. It's not like we have our road.
17.
But also, kind of a power move. Yeah, man. You were going to have a +1 dexterity bonus for just being well-regulated and really paying attention to your own personal health. Just because you're on an adventure doesn't mean you don't need the basics.
Foebear, give me part of your cloak.
What?
I need it.
No, you don't.
He's going to get it one way or the other, bro.
No, use your own bandana.
He doesn't have
wear
it
that on
anymore.
my
He does
head.
this all the time.
Yeah, oh well. I'll just walk with an unwiped ass.
Just drag it around in the sand for a while.
You guys say all of your dialogue bouncing off the cave walls.
In a hushed tone.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do they call it? A dull roar.
Alright, let's keep moving. Don't got all day.
I'm trying.
With that, we go to a perception roll on the world's turn. How close are your pursuants behind you?
12.
17.
You guys can hear the clatter of the light armor and the alarmed calls of these scouts as they too take cover in this cave system. However, you've got a few legs ahead of them. You would have to really screw up, and who knows what you could screw up for that to happen. And on that note, do you go right, or do you continue straight as you hurry down this cavern?
What am I seeing in either way there?
They are both dark, so, and with regards to the sound coming back, when you were at the dead end, you could tell it was a dead end. Even though you couldn't see, your voice was coming right back in a fairly quick manner. Down both of these corridors, it is, keeps going.
Do I see anything different since I rolled 17, or do I see just darkness?
Let's go ahead and we'll jump to an open table at this decision. Once you guys make your call, we'll say you continue on. But let's do, Justin, for your first action of this open table, that'll be a perception.
2. They heard me talking about it.
What were you looking for exactly?
I was just trying to see if I could see any further down, just kind of sneak through both just like a couple feet to see if I could make anything out.
Now, a person who is so very okay tallying forth in the condition that you have after you made your stop, as we described earlier, you didn't have the proper equipment, and so you're carrying a little bit of that experience along with you. For that type of a person, it might not come as a shock to know that miraculously, you have spent a lot of time in sewers. So your eyes are attuned to these long, dark corridors, and you know that one of them cuts off and there is a pit shortly thereafter. Going forward, you will run into a small pit. Going to the right, it does not seem to pit off. However, that is all the farther you can see. Miraculously, because I rolled a 1.
Alright, here's what I think.
Wow.
I think we should take the straight path. There's a pit ahead, so we'll have to be careful of that. But I think it's gonna be more direct just by the fact that there's a pit and it seems like a sign.
Now this guy's done some GMing before, am I right?
I'll take a sign.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, dude, take a bit for good gaming.
I just like
Good.
pits, alright?
I'm just a pit guy.
Ope, Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. The game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Olor is produced, edited, and mixed by Rick Tahi. The Raspian mythology was created by Han Blackheart, with notable contributions from the collective creators and friends of Bard Fox. Eni Basturmation is played by Justin Kellenkist. You can contact him by reciting the tomes of old in the ancient tongue. Foebear Dongodare is played by that old Rick Tahi, who you can find on Instagram at fo.diddley. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find his music on Spotify as Opalpunk or his Instagram and Twitter at @theopalpunk. Definite articles are to be respected. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. This episode's song is called Starveld. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next episode. And don't forget, good luck back there on Earth. Welcome, y'all, to Legends of Raspia, the comedy fiction fantasy real play role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play. You get to pick up and play, and you get to pick up and play, and you get to pick up and play. So, pull up a chair, let down your hair, and spend a few talks with the old Bar Fox. Last time on Olor, Fobear, Eenie, and Meanie made their way into the nearby cave system, hotly pursued by Toeurian scouts who are looking for the murderer of their fellow comrade. Eenie unloaded, Meanie goaded, and Phobo totally has a plan.
I want to name this one Brad.
That's a shit name.
Yeah, what kind of Pit Brad? Okay. Bradley Pitt? I don't like it. I don't think it's it's good. It's a good name, but it doesn't pop. It's not a star's name. Not like Anawandor Ortiz.
Right, of course. Also, Eenie, you would know about shit names.
That's right, I name all my shits. The last one I took was Candace.
We've got thoughts shired in the other direction now. Anyway, we're having fun as we continue straight along the path. Let's go ahead and go to the world's turn. We'll do another PRC, shall we? See how close your pursuants are and what you see next to this bit.
I got 13.
8.
They are getting closer behind you. The sort of casual pace that you have taken on is not matched by those who are pursuing you, and they are gaining. You can hear them. Their voices are getting louder as they echo down the cavern towardeth thou.
You want to know the real reason I thought we should go this way? This pit isn't going to slow us down as much as it slows down a whole scouting party.
Right. That's a good point.
Take another bit. That's good shit.
I definitely thought Candace would slow them down a lot more. But,
Yeah, me too. That was a stinker.
And with that, you guys see that the pit sprawling before you, there is a slight edge around both sides that you could kind of, back to it, kind of, or you could just try to run and jump it. Rough estimate, given your successful perception, it's about 10 stretch. So it would be a heck of a jump. However, there is also the ceiling above, your sort of cavern ceiling above. Though it is dark, sounds like it is relatively close. And beyond that, I can tell you, it's a big old deep pit. Deep AF.
Well, I think I'm going to use my skills gained from so much time in the sewers to crawling around on slippery surfaces to try to work my way along that ledge, finding natural handholds and use my agility to get through.
That's the move. Jumping 10 stretch across is quite a bit.
A lot of jumps.
It's a lot of jump.
I'll go first so I could find good spots for you to hold on to, since I assume you're going to need help.
Yeah, but you didn't really wash your hands, so...
Well,
He didn't wash anything, my dude.
yeah, well, you wouldn't give me your cloak, so whose fault is that?
I told you to just give him the cloak.
I feel... Okay. Go on.
All right, we will scoot. Let's scoot. All right, everyone does an agility. Let's have Justin do it first. We'll break it up.
Yeah.
All right. 33.
That is a success. Though it will be daunting for any of those not so well gifted, well endowed in the arts of agility. You make quick work.
Would I be able to, as I'm going forward, kind of point out handholds for them to kind of just help them out?
Yeah, go ahead and throw out a perception for me. Actually, this will be an influence roll.
Okay.
To communicate this.
I'm going to have to find ones that I'm not holding on to since I'm a full foot taller, so I've got to find ones that he can reach, but...
Right, yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
okay, sure.
Ooh,
sure,
19.
Nice, fantastic. Yes, he points out all of the proper handholds for somebody who is not so mighty of heighty. And Faubert, you will get +5 agility to this task.
Alrighty-dighty.
Armandor is a traveling user of public restrooms. However, that being said, he has made it across. Faubert, why don't you toss those agility bones to see if you are just as lucky?
I got a 26, including that advantage.
Fantastic. Yes, you make it across just in time to start an open table as you hear your pursuers making the same choice you made when you decided to go straight instead of...
All right, I'd like to. Do you trust me here?
Barely.
Okay, fair. I'd like to whip out the slingshot, load up a poison vial, and then with one of your actions permitting, I'd like to sling a poison vial on the sort of the side that we just took, so that if they try to go across, then it would poison their hands.
Mr. won't give me his cloak, but is in need of actions. But yeah, I'll allow it.
Yes, this is actually a pretty fantastic plan, thinking about it.
Yeah,
Their hands
I
will
agree.
get nothing.
Finally, the
Nothing
first.
else because all icky and sticky.
Icky, sticky, and glassy.
Plus, it's poison, so who knows?
This is actually the first thing that sounded like a plan that's come out of your mouth.
Okay, well, that's a bit uncalled for.
Hey, that's the highest compliment you're getting today, bud.
I see why they call you Eenie.
It's true. Oh, he really thrives in these subterranean stink zones, does he not? This is his zone. This is his place, man. All right, look. Do you give him the actions to do his
Yes,
busy?
yeah.
All right.
Very well. This comes down to a dexterity 4.
Eni was mildly impressed by the amount of thought that was not just pure common sense that Faubert had. So but he's not gonna admit it outright.
Okay.
Little yellow font pops up on the proverbial screen. Eni liked that.
Yeah, exactly. Your relationship with Eni has improved.
Nice. Yes, the slingshot is an agility weapon, however.
So that's going to be an agility test.
Perfect.
Nailed it the first time.
That's gonna be 24.
With a shatter and a series of smears and splashes, the poison is sort of spread, strewn, and well concentrated in exactly the right level. It's not too thick, not too viscous. It's gonna do lots of making sticky of hands at the very least. So,
That's what I'm here for.
let's go ahead and roll a PRC as we go to the world's turn, though.
10.
Oh, another 19. This one's hot. Hot dice.
Alrighty, so you guys will have you will not be disadvantaged in this dodge, but you do have incoming attacks as the Toeurian scouts pop into view on the other side of the pit. They're like, "Oi, there they are! Get them!" And they loose their arrows from their Toeurian longbows. So this will be a dodge attempt. You can dodge using agility, which works out for the both of you. But I'm gonna need one from you both.
21.
Also 21.
So, unfortunately, these are where they may not be super fast. They are crack shots, these Toeurian scouts. And you both take an arrow to the knee, so to speak.
Ow.
And, yes, that is going to be 15 damage.
Ouch.
So I don't have anything in my damage or in my armor box on my sheet.
We're both armorless.
Okay, so how much damage is that?
That'll be 15.
Ooh, all right. I'm bloodied.
Yeah, this is half of our half. Both of us are down to half health.
You guys each have 30 HP?
Yeah.
Well, then I imagine the score is reflecting this now. Dark times.
Okay, we really need to run on these
Yeah.
knees.
Yep. I agree. Can I do a quick hide and then fleet feet?
Do you mind reading off the skill for us?
Yeah. For quick hide, agility action, become hidden, and it costs 25 hustle.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that is, let's go ahead and pay that hustle and roll an agility for me. Usually hiding takes 2 actions.
Gotcha.
Nice little work.
Ooh, 22.
That is a success. You are successfully hidden.
All right, and then
You still have another action.
I'm going to stealth stride and also tiptoe for another 5 hustle.
Awesome. And tiptoe, do you mind reading that for me as well?
Sync with stealth stride, gain plus 10 agility, and it costs 5 hustle. How long does the plus 10 agility last? Just while I'm stealth striding?
It's since it's a sync with, you cast it every time you want to use it.
Oh, okay.
So like you'll gain it for this particular stealth strike. To wit, go ahead and throw in agility bonus for me. Add that extra 10 in.
Ooh, well, good thing I get that. 32.
Cool. Success, Toeurianites. Faubert, what do you wish to be doing in this post-arrow era?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my tier 3 skill Lost in Fray agility action to lose aggro.
Very handsome. Toss them agilitas bones, would you?
Yep. Oh, fucking Roni Tony Baloney. Fuck a Roni Tony Baloney! That's a 1.
Fuck 'em. Tony Baloney and
Well, it was nice knowing you, bud.
That's an expensive one.
That's a lie.
The person who lost aggro on Eenie, who, by the way, slam. The person who lost aggro on Eenie has now looked over at you, and you have doubled aggro. You do, however, have another action, my friend.
And I'll use it to beat fucking feet.
Scooby-Doo ass legs.
Yeah, I would like to Scooby-Doo ass my legs. How far can I go? How far go? How far go?
We'll say, however much hustle you spend, you can go that far.
Then I'm gonna beat feet. I'll spend 50 hustle.
Cool.
And then because of the uncanny speed that I have, I'll go 100 stretch.
Dang. You know what? Let's go ahead and do an agility roll from both of you on this one. And Justin, we're gonna see how well you keep up as he just fucking just takes off cartoonishly past you.
And then
We got to go.
You sneak into the shadows, and then I'm just like, nope.
do I have to pay another 5 hustle to use tiptoe again?
Couldn't hurt. We'll say you can apply it if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that. Because I'm still stealth striding.
Also, yeah, take a breath is how you recharge your pools mid-game, so you'll be able to do that theoretically.
Yeah.
Where narratively it would make sense.
Alright, so that is a 38.
That is a 28.
Cool. Yep, you guys are all able to lose the tail, as it were, because you took the pit method. You are able to get way out ahead of them.
That's what I'm
At the
talking
next crux, it is 100 stretch worth of heading downward and straight, following kind of the main corridor. The next crux you hit does again break off to the right and goes straight. Let's do a perception roll to see what else you know about these routes.
16.
18.
One of them breaks off. It is just as wide as the corridor you've been following, so it's like an even split. Though you can't hear your voice coming back from one of the corridors, it's very clear that this is the longer one of the two. The way your voice comes back to you from the corridor to the right is strange. It tingles your brain, tingles your mind in a weird way.
I don't know that I like that so much.
Should we take a breath here?
If you'd like to, yeah. You guys can no longer hear the Tourians behind you. They're having a harder time circumnavigating that pit, as was Justin/Eni. So very good call.
Does how many points does it recover?
10.
10?
Yeah, beat me to it. Yes, it'll be 10, thank you.
And how do you recover HP?
That is in-game items like salve and what have you.
Or go into the marketplace, or if you have a skill. But, or like, you know, if you're the restoration sort of wizard. You could, but neither of us are.
Yes, unfortunately, HP is a BFD. The way your character is designed.
So if I get sick here in this world, there's no chance of getting better on my own.
Not likely out in the wild unless you knew what to look for.
Oof.
So should we? Which way should we go? Should we go the stranger way or the longer way?
Well, I picked last time, so.
Longer seems longer.
Probably safer, but.
To a degree, though. But if it's a singular tunnel, then they might be able to catch sight of us again.
And it's probably wide enough for them to, all go. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't do words
That's
good.
Right. It's very clearly wide enough for them to do an Allgo. That's fact.
Quite right. Let's go the weirder way, shall we?
I'm good with whatever.
So you select the weirder way, and as you proceed, let's do a PRC.
Cool. And I'll just double breathe on my way over there, if that's cool.
Let's do a perception test as you guys make your way to the right, down the equally sized cavern. However, it sends weird signals back to you.
Good. Alright, so this is what I got. But remember earlier when I said these dice were made for a game that you want to roll low?
Uh-huh.
The symbol is on the natural 1 side for this one.
That's hilarious. So we're calling that 20 though, correct?
I'm not gonna argue, but
I think, yeah, as long as we call the opposite the 1, then we should be good.
No, it's got a clear 20 side on it, so that's a 1.
Oh, it's just a magnanimous 1.
Yeah.
I see.
He doesn't.
I also got a 1.
Fucking kidding.
You know what's funny? We would have rolled the same agility too if I hadn't spent the hustle for the 10 extra agility when we were trying to keep pace with each other.
Yeah, we've been neck and neck on a couple of these.
Agility test reactionarily as suddenly you guys step into what turns out to be nothing. It's just air.
Oh my god.
Miraculously so.
29.
21.
So you guys are both able to catch yourselves dangling by your fingertips at the edge of this pit. Below you, you hear far below there is water rushing, as though a massive underground river is barreling westward. You know that if you drop into that, it is going to be some wet, nightmarish shit. However, you can do a brawn test to try to pull yourselves back up on the ledge. You do. This is a part of your open table now.
Okay.
Damn it, Brad!
We almost just died.
Yeah. Can you spend points out of might to enable, help brawn tests, or is that just only for skills?
It is for doing more damage, in essence.
Okay.
So yeah, when you're swinging a sword, you can use might to make it stronger.
Alright. Oh, God! Oh, so this was the way you picked, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Nice call, Phobo.
Okay, but to be fair, the Toeurians wouldn't fare much better.
I guess that works here, too.
When we get out of this, because we will, God help us, I actually think you have a point. I think we should try to make it look like we went this way and actually go the other way.
Oh yeah, that's what I was suggesting.
I mean, it's not going to get rid of all of them, but it might lose a few.
It was a good call, Phobo. We knew you had the plan the whole time.
Yep, this was it.
I'll let you have it, since you're so short. I got a 10 for the brawn.
Yeah, I'll also pull myself up.
Alrighty. That'll be
13.
a brawn test from both ends. It was a 10 from Justin. What was yours, Rico?
13. Just must be the right sort of height, I think.
Yeah, you guys can tell you've been hitting that doorway pull-up bar because you're able to get yourselves up without much trouble at all. That was close. Huffing and puffing, you each have another action as you sit atop this pit that leads down to the underground.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to heavy up our tracks from coming out from this tunnel and get some tracks going down that way. And then we're going to double back on those tracks and walk backwards a little bit the other way. So it looks like we tried that way and it didn't work out and came back around to the other way.
Alrighty.
Perfect.
The old lying with your footsteps. So this is going to cost you both 20 hustle and an influence roll to see if you're able to pull this off. Hustle for all the stepping you're doing, influence for the deceptive nature.
Okay, it's a deal. 10.
13.
Alrighty. So, pretty convincing little display. It's at least going to cost them some time for wondering WTF happened here. So which way do you guys end up at, do you want to continue down the way you were headed? We'll call it straight versus right. Right is where you went and fell down the pit and kind of are pretending you're going. Do you wish to go straight instead?
Yes, but walk backwards for at least the immediate visual distance.
Okay. Brilliant. Take a bit. Good thinking. And let's go ahead and do an agility to be sneaky about how you're going to get all of this done as you dip into the shadows.
28.
23.
So, able to hear that instead of 4 scouts behind you, there are now 3. ... You make your way into the shadows promptly before they catch up to that scene. You can tell that it's having the intended effect, and let's see what else you can tell as we go to a world's perception test.
It looks like one of them got lost in the pit.
Because it does. he fell to his death.
Sucker. I got a 15 for perception.
I got a 3.
I see. So, I'm setting him up for it again. I don't. I hear that every single time I say I see now, even if it's not during the game or related to perception in any way.
You're welcome.
Anyways, you continue to make your way straight, hearing that your ruse, we'll call it, has cost the Toeurians time. And as you get just out of earshot yet again, you see in the distance a literal light at the end of the literal tunnel.
Oh, praise Eco, we're dead. I mean, we've made it.
Ope, Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. The game Legends of Raspia is created and designed by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Olor is produced, edited, and mixed by Rick Tahi. The Raspian mythology was created by Han Blackheart with notable contributions from the collective creators and friends of Bard Fox. Eni Bastermation is played by Justin Kellenkest. He will spontaneously appear anytime you tell someone the wrong rules to Twilight Imperium. Fobear Dongodare is played by Rick Tahi, who you can find on Instagram at fo.diddley. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find his music on Spotify as Opalpunk or his Instagram and Twitter at TheOpalpunk. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. This episode's song is called Animandor's Dance. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. Thanks for listening, and as always, good luck back there on Earth. Welcome all to Ope, Legends of Raspia, the comedy fiction, fantasy, real play, role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play. Very little assembly required, not recommended for children under the age of childhood. So pull up a chair, let down your hair, and spend a few talks with the old Bard Fox. Last time on Olor. Our heroes continued meandering through the cave system with mementos of mortality confronting them at every turn. Their Toeurian pursuers were able to clip our heroes with arrows, which promptly motivated them to beat feet to the exit of the tunnel system. Let's see where they are now.
Open table, how do you proceed? You are a matter of time. If you continue walking, you're a matter of time from the exit of this cave system.
Well, if we leave the cave system, we're out in the heat.
You're right. But we might as well scout and see what we can see from there. Maybe there's some other cover we can take.
Yeah, fair.
I would like to spend 2 actions to go hidden. I realize that Enie's hidden still, and I'm just kind of walking around, the only target.
Yep, and the number 1 target, some might say.
How long does the hidden last?
Until disrupted, until acted upon by an outside force.
Okay, cool. Well then, nice.
No way. Cool. So let's do an agility for you, Mr. Dongo-Do.
That's good. That's 27.
Handsome. So that is both of your actions, correct?
Yes.
Both of your actions to go hidden. You have succeeded in doing so. You are both now hidden. Justin, you have 2 actions as well.
I would like to head towards the exit and, as Fobear suggested, scout a little bit out until the heat gets too much and see if I can see anything else.
Cool. Yeah, let's go ahead. Go ahead and bank one of your actions, and we'll say you guys do that as we go to the world's turn perception. Let's see what you see as your eyes adjust to the searing sun and the arid notes.
19.
Nat 20.
So, even though Fobear is having a little bit more trouble spotting it, he too recognizes the spot almost immediately as you guys get to the mouth of the cave and sort of look upward and see the back half of a pirate ship jutting out of a dune. And you hear, as you emerge, a melody that Fobear recognizes. Now, these are being sung from beneath shelters, of course, because even these land pirates know better than to be out in the sun. But they are, of course, singing, "The pirate beer, the pirate beer, the pirate beer, something about the seas."
You see any birds around? I thought I saw a sparrow.
I don't see Jack.
Barbosa.
Oh, you got it too. We did one too.
It will be my turner.
That's all of them.
Yep. And we can move. Well, I think we should move quickly, although it would be safer if we moved Kira Knightley.
So, you do know, you've been here before, Fobo. So you know the outlay, you kind of know which place they're sort of hanging out during the Sun Tavern, where they're going to be playing most of their music, because they're nocturnal, so veritably a reverse schedule. However, it is going to be an agility to get there before you do take damage from those ultraviolet rays.
I think it's worth it. I mean, I'd rather risk it rather than risk the sun rather than risk another arrow.
You know these guys?
Oh yes, Eni, I believe these are the pirates who robbed us. Am I mistaken, Fobo?
Nope. These are the guys. They still have your cart. Actually, I haven't managed to get that back yet, but I'm working on it. So.
Cool. So, cool guys then? Or?
Yeah, it's a bit of an ongoing fetch quest. And yeah, very cool. They love the song that I made for them, so that's something.
Relevant, I'm sure.
Relevant, very relevant. Yep.
I always wanted to be a pirate. Maybe I'll just stick around here.
Yes, I mean, it looks like their ship could use some upkeep, but, I like the Shanties. I like the song. Anyway, there's no point in sitting here huffing and McGuffing about it. Let's go talk to your pirate friends.
Alright, agility is 35.
Damn, you're hustling.
Whoop.
I got 12.
Don't you have plus agility?
I do. I rolled a 2 naturally.
Oh.
Okay.
But for the record, I do have uncanny speed, so that doubles effective movements.
So you'd be able to get farther during the same amount of time. Okay. Unfortunately, maybe it's that lactic acid I mentioned before finally catching up. You gotta remember to breathe deep, stretch that out. However, you do take 5 sun damage as you guys limp into the Sun Tavern.
Should have unloaded earlier like I did. Makes you more aerodynamic.
He's right. Makes you all kinds of better.
I personally want to be less aerodynamic. Fewer arrows is better for my health.
Yes, I don't know about the dynamics, but you guys are both, you're leaking, man. You're leaking. You guys have made it to the Sun Tavern, and let's do a PRC to see how these pirates react to the
7.
6.
So, veritable record scratch because it is a tavern, and I love that trope. Everyone stops and looks and turns to you.
Hi.
And nary a word is spoken.
Hey there. It's your old pal Faubert Dongo there.
Hey,
here.
Should I find the strongest guy here and shake him?
Wait, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm just gonna lean up to Faubert and be like, hey, think I should find the strongest guy here and shank him, show him who's boss?
That's what I would do.
That's a good plan. It's a great plan. I'd say keep that in your back pocket, and if things start looking a little, hinky, go for it. Oh yeah. Totally.
All right, as soon as you say the word.
Okay.
All right, so let's do a chance roll. This is just a naked roll, Justin. You throw your bones and announce the result.
Ooh, natural 1.
I got a natural 10.
You gotta love how you can hear the captain back there yelling and screaming in his sleep, unavailable to recognize anyone. I, his assistant captain, am ready to address you, having never met you before. Who are you?
Actually, I already told you. Faubert Dongo there.
That
but
doesn't mean anything to me. Who's your crew? Who's your captain? What's your ship?
we're not all land pirates out here.
Come on, man, do the RP with me, though. Come on. Do the voice. This is an RP-only Sun Tavern.
Look, here. I'm not part of a crew. I don't have a captain. I just, I kind of run around with a former sheriff, and we're just trying to take back Caltaria from the Toeurians, who, might be following us here.
Influence roll, shall we?
Go! Natural 20.
17.
What's going on out here? Oh, look! It's our little shanty bringer, Phobo! Hey there, Phobo. Where's your big bearded body, Foam?
Actually, it's Faubert, and Fum's back in the Boiling Mound. But
I miss him.
Yep, we all do. Yep, we sure all do.
So who are your ragged-looking friends? Dripping all over my sand tavern.
Hey, Bo, this guy I should shank.
Oh, wait for the word. Wait for the word.
He's the biggest one. Give him the shanks.
Hold it. We're Fum's back at the Boiling Mound. We're being chased.
I'm sorry to hear that. What made you decide to be chased?
Decided? Well, I suppose the Toeurians decided it. It wasn't really my choice in the matter to be chased or not.
All right, that's too bad to hear it.
I did kill one of them, coincidentally.
Oh, you mean pursued?
Yeah, okay, yeah, pursued, sure.
I thought you were talking about how you weren't boning anymore. I was like, Phobo, this guy, folks.
And not in this case, not in this context.
Alright, I'm a pirate. I'm supposed to be crass. That's just good role playing.
That's in any case. We're hoping to seek short asylum from you. Perhaps any sort of bandages or salves that you could spare. Would be also advantageous for us, and then we'll just be on our merry way.
Alright, so you mean to tell me you drove Toeurian scouts directly to my ship and my crew, where we're hiding.
Yeah, there's only like 2 of them left, probably, though.
Yeah, it's not that many.
Well, I tell you what, Phobo, we might be willing to provide you with all of the amenities and the restorative items that you need. However, first, sing the song for us. Sing it loud and proud, word for word. Clear some up.
Sing your song.
Settle a bit. What are the lyrics?
All right.
The tavern grows silent as Phobear steps upon a bucket. Smells a little funky.
Okay. Is this thing on? Okay.
He's touching a ball.
The point of being a piracies is doing what you please and singing all of the shanties. That's the point of piracies.
I told you those were the lyrics. All right, so they all go back to a rabble roar, cheering in your name as you follow the captain back to his own little private room, sort of green room off the side of the Sun Tavern. It is you and your compatriots, Ini, Anamandor, and yourself, standing across from this captain, who is bearded and has a pegged leg, of course. He is currently hovering over a map of the arid knots and is curious. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask ya, what's your plan exactly, Phobo? Because last we spoke, you were supposed to be taking out the sleepy boba.
Foe.
Yeah. Sleepy boba, for those of you who don't know, will raise you up and let you down so hard you'll crush your pelvis on the sand, I tell you.
Yep.
I like how you mouthed it with me, like you. I say it the same way every time.
Hey, Phobear.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't want to gut this guy in here because we're alone and it's not going to do anything to assert our dominance if people aren't watching.
Yeah, that's a good point. Still haven't said the word.
Yeah,
so.
gotta get him out in the open though.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's when you put the shanks to him.
Right. Well, hey, thanks for bringing us into your green room. There's lots of plants in here.
Yeah, they call it that so you can smoke some Asia. Here you go. So if you guys would like to partake, you may do so, and you will feel the effects of Asia, which gives you plus.
You got this.
You're not gonna edit that out, are you?
Take your time. No, yeah, take your time.
I guess I heard it.
+3 Ecor and +3 Perception, but you have to hobble one of your bad pies. Anytime you do drugs, you gotta hobble one of your bad pies.
I will hobble Ecour since I don't use that at all.
Yeah, why not? Okay, shit, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Brilliant. And so you guys, your health is fully restored,
Yay!
as are your pools. You guys have fully rested. But you are going to have to go over the plan with the captain, who, I mean, as you know, this pirate crew was capable of toppling your own bandit clan to the point of UT. Spelled Y-U-T-I. Y-U-T-I. Anyway, who asked UT to, that's why he sent you, because this pirate crew is so big that they're able to bully even your bandito crew.
So, Captain Strotherbuff.
I see.
So the plan here, actually, it's funny that you mention the Sleepy Boba, as that was part of my overarching plan, which I had from every moment, Yep.
Aye, you masterminded it. Yeah, go on.
Of course. My intentions were to lead the Toeurians to the Sleepy Boba and have a little a skirmish amongst them, so as it were. That way they take out the little Toeurians. Maybe they fight the Sleepy Boba a bit. Weaken it.
I see what you're doing. Make a boss fight a boss.
Right. Regardless, it sounds like fun.
I ain't never worked for either of these guys, neither or my boss.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know where that came from. I was just hoping they'd catch on, enemy being boss. The number one thing that's the objective to take down
Fuck
would
capitalism,
be employer,
right?
I don't know why that would become trope. Anyway, so your plan is to make them attack each other. So,
Yes.
I mean, if there's only two of them, though, what's good it's to do, We've got two Toeurians, so we'll kill them ourselves. We don't care.
Well, you know how like scouting parties tend to be much smaller and kind of a precursor of a much larger party.
Alright, so let's say I do understand everything you said. Continue to elaborate as though I don't.
Right, of course. So, yes, there's two of them now. However, there will be much more of them later once they are able to catch up.
Alright.
Like, perhaps like a Toeurian legion of sorts.
Well, influence roll to see how willing I am to let these Toeurians march through my camp, Bobo. I like your shanties, but come on, you're starting to twist in my panties, as they say.
Sorry about your panties. My influence is going to be 4, however.
I see. Alright, look. We're gonna capture these scouts and sort of hostage them back, unless you can come up with some way to steer them around my encampment. I mean, what was it? We haven't gone into the caves too much, they scare us because of the desert crabs that go in there. But I gotta wonder, is there another way to go out? Maybe you could lead the big force out, because, we can hide ourselves just fine, but we got a big old ship booty sticking out of the dune.
That's right. Well, there was the river down there. Also, you're afraid of the crabs. How do you get crabberry juice?
Oh, you send out specialists for it.
Oh, okay, of course. Yeah, there was a river. It seemed fairly inaccessible to us, however. But if we had rope or some sort of, grappling devices, we may be able to get down that way. Just spitballing.
Worthy thought as we go into a perception roll.
10.
15.
So with that successful perception, I will tell you that you do kind of have a little bit of a workaround to do in your plan. Because from this point, you know that you're relatively close to the Sleepy Boba. However, this cave system is that which is adjacent to your potential allies in your struggle against the Toeurian control. And so you can take this time sort of in a suspended moment to work out what your plan is. Justin, if you have any input, I'm sure Faubert would be quite grateful. And we'll let you guys kind of take this next open table to just sort of plan and figure out what you could do. I will say once more that with your successful perception, there were other pathways that you had elected to not steer down. So what the captain was insinuating was maybe there are ways that would lead out that don't dump into pirate encampment. And that is all I will say with your successful perception.
That would probably be ideal for them.
Yeah, if we go back in there, though, we're gonna run right into the scouts.
Think you could take them?
I don't know, two Toeurian scouts. But then who's gonna fight the Boba?
Well, the legion that follows them, I suppose. But if we can
you guys were using the pretty much the scouting party to lead that bigger force.
Right. So we need to have at least one of the scouts still alive, so that they can scout out us.
Would the scouts really care about the pirate ship, or since they're chasing us?
If we, if we lead them away, then they'll probably care about us more than the pirate ship, because it does just kind of look like a thing in the middle of the desert.
It is also to be noted that the sun is up.
How long until nightfall, you think?
It's got to be morning at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Do you think we can ask the pirates?
What time it is?
Perhaps they will help to slay the Toeurians.
It's possible.
Yeah. Also, yes, it could be nice to know.
We could, but if they slay the Toeurians, well, first of all, I don't know that Toeurian Strotherbuff would be into it, because he might be risking a few of his crew. And for what?
Couldn't help to ask. I don't know. Hey, do you mind being a little bit of a bullet sponge for us? You cool? Are we good?
Right. Ooh, actually, speaking of bullet sponges, do you
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
What's a sponge?
Oh, well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So, when washing dishes, there's this utensil you tend to use that helps retain in sud and water at the same time. And you can actually
All right,
use
I'm
that
gonna stop you there. Yeah. Who fuck needs
It's a
to wash
O'Malley
shit?
family sponge. Yes,
It is not-
It's actually Canada. Sponges are kind of a big part of Canada around here.
It's definitely not a O'Malley sponge. Fuck O'Malley sponges.
Sounds like some
But it's not going
prissy.
to last.
Sounds like some prissy fancy pants contraption.
It is. It's for people who, clean things.
Ah,
Yeah,
never cared
coming
about
from-
that myself.
We know.
Yeah. I definitely think we should steer the Toeurians away from this camp. Try to double back around. Ideally, not run directly into the scouts, although that might be impossible. But if we do, we need to leave one alive, and then try to outrun them. And ideally lead them closer to the Sleepy Boba as opposed to the pirate camp here.
Is this your plan, Fobo?
Just, spitballing.
I don't have anything better, to be honest.
Samesies. I'm a follower. I mean, literally.
My only other suggestion might be, or my only other thought at the moment might be, do you have any, do you have any armor for sale?
Let's do a result test to see if their merchants have any armor that might help.
I got 14.
18.
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news for you. The good news is, yup. The bad news is, I don't know if you're gonna like it so good. So, cut to, you guys can spend 10 bits each, and you will be allotted some of the special pirate armor. However, in this case, it is just leather straps that are too tight to fit around your other clothes. So you'll be able to wear this armor, this leather armor, but you'll look very much sort of like a post-apocalyptic bandit, if you will. Very Fallout 3, leather, almost S&M bandit.
Yeah,
if you will.
that's a look I dig.
That's the
what I told
downside.
them. That's why we had them printed in mass.
It's coming into this. Did Eni have any bits to his name?
Yes, there would have been 25,
Okay.
we'll say.
Good, because otherwise I have 1. All right.
Yeah. How much armor does that give us?
That is, it takes up 1 regalia slot and it gives you 10 armor.
Cool. And then armor, how does that work?
So as you take damage, it goes through the phases of armor, then confidence, and then health. So if you don't have any confidence,
We don't.
which I don't believe your character
Okay,
does.
so it's just like bonus hit points on top of our hit points that once they're gone, they're gone.
No, actually, the it's not. It's only It's only taken down by deteriorative damage. Other than
okay.
that, it's a standing 20 block.
Cool.
Oh, excuse me, 10. Yeah, I'm sorry. The traditional armor has 20. This
Gotcha.
is special
Yeah.
made armor,
I'm good with that. Cool.
which is what the S&M armor stands for, special made.
Are my nipples showing?
That's one of the most. That's one of the parts you actually don't want showing, like in the sunlight.
No, I
It's
like
great.
it.
Okay. All right. Lots of sunburnt nipples are. That's next level.
Hey,
sort
speak
of,
for yourself.
burn.
Don't kink shame.
Okay.
He likes his crispy nuts.
Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. The game Legends of Raspia is created and designed by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Olor is produced, edited, and mixed by Rick Tahi. The Raspian mythology is created by Han Blackheart with notable contributions from the collective creators and friends of Bard Fox. Eenie, I'm not gonna say Pastromation, come on. They only made that joke once. Anyways, Eenie is played by Justin Kellenquist. You can contact him. Honestly, I think he's in the Delta Quadrant, so it may be 70 years before you can reach out to him. Phobo Dongodare is played by that old Rick Dahi. You can find him on Instagram at fo.diddly. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find his music on Spotify as Opalpunk, or his Instagram and Twitter at theopalpunk. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. This episode's song is called Nauticopala. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. Thank you as always for listening. We'll catch you next episode. Don't forget, good luck back there on Earth. Or the Delta Quadrant, if you're Justin. Welcome everyone to Ope, Legends of Raspia, the comedy, fiction, fantasy, real play, role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play. Silly voices are not required, but highly encouraged. So pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old bad fox. Last time on Olor, our heroes made it through the cave system to find the encampment of sand pirates, led by Captain Strotherbuff. After some awkward, record-scratching moments, our weary team were given respite and, S&M armor?
Oh, okay. So you are currently in the pirate captain's green room, smoking Asia.
Looking at all his cacti.
I'm getting lost in those cacti, man.
Hey, that's right. That's what they're there for, dude. That's crazy, right?
Oh, look at that one's got flowers on it. I didn't know cacti grew flowers.
Big ones, I'm telling you, huge, pendulous flowers. Some of them swing, I guess.
All right. Look, we've got an impending Toeurian force coming along, and we can't just be staring at flowers all fucking road.
Why? Okay, yeah, no, I see your point.
Yeah, he's right. So what do you propose that we do there, Faubert?
Well, we'll head back in. I don't want to risk your community. This isn't your fight yet. Because we're joining forces later, right?
Aye, that's right. A little yellow font pops up on your proverbial screen. Captain Strotherbuff, we like this.
Cool. So we'll steer the forces away from the encampment here. In the meantime, I would still be prepared just in case, because you know how thorough Toria can be.
Hey, that's right.
And we'll go back into the caves, and we'll try to lead them closer to Sleeping Boba. We're not far from here, are we?
Oh, unfortunately close. Sleepy Boba may have even lurked a little closer.
Is that still west from here?
Northwest, yes.
Northwest, okay. Do you mind if I take a compass with me? For safety.
Influence test. See if I give you the good one.
15.
All right. Yeah, you can take this one. It's not my grandmother's, but it's a good one. There you go.
That's okay. I don't want your grandmother's.
It's got a capital A in the name. It's compass. I'm a pirate. I'm Kraz. The capital A.
Damn it.
I thought it'd be a capital R, but...
All right. So anyways, we're leaving.
All right, agility test.
I like how crass this guy is. I'm not going to shank him after all.
So let's do an agility test to see if you guys are fast enough to not get burned in the pre-noon sun.
You can still get pregnant from pre-noon. 21.
There you go. Served it up for you, buddy.
31.
You both know the way directly there, so without hesitation and with freshly rested limbs, you make your way to the mouth of the cave. Let's do another perception as we get there.
19.
20 with the +3.
You see the footprints of what is very clearly the Toeurian scouts who came to the mouth of the cave, then doubled back. It looks as though that happened recently, but you will have to agilitize your way in a big way if you wish to catch them before they return to the horde.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing we fooled those idiot Tourians into believing we went down to the encampment. What fools! What absolute fools they must have been!
Do an influence roll, Fobo, and take a bit, because I like your style, fella.
21.
You hear as though two parties stopped in their tracks in the distant darkness of the cavern whence you came.
It's working.
Let's go the other way, quick!
I know it's working. Run!
Nailed it.
Let's go the other way.
Cool. Well, you do have to go back in, so this particular turn will be dedicated going back the way you came, and then at the next crux, you can adjust your path. So let's go ahead and do an agility to scoot this on along, shall we?
Yeah, can we hauleth a little bit? Can we throw some hustle on it to haul?
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
a
why
capital-
don't you?
With a
You
capital
both throw
A.
another 25 hustle down. We'll say that you can.
Yeah.
You'll be rounding the crux by the next open table.
Let's do it.
12.
17.
You guys, as I promised, are rounding the crux of the bend to alter your course. However, as you do so, you see the two scouts standing. But behind them are legions, just rows and rows and rows of motherfuckers. You see that the bulk of the Toeurian Jir force, which are their war dogs, the dog people who are trained to tear and rend, they are right behind. They have a grand total of 25 stretch before the full rank and file. And you guys are right next to the bend.
Hey, Fobear.
Yep.
Think I should find the biggest one and shank him?
Yeah, why don't you go for that, bud?
Assert your dominance.
He's in the middle. I can't get to him.
Yeah. We'll save it for later, yeah.
So, you guys, I imagine, are going to run, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Agility test to stay out in front of the board.
Oh, 32.
I've got 25.
So, without any semblance of, marching forth and Tourian order, which they are so known for, it is just there they are! Get them! Oh! So roaring in this cave as just this horde, the bulk of this Tourian force, which is out there to avenge the moidal of a Tourian enforcer. They are chasing the two of you down, which kind of another good news, bad news situation. Mm-hmm. They're paying no heed to the cavern that you came down that leads to your pirate friends. So that's tight. However, as you said earlier, it's working. I know it's working. Run. So they are catching up to you, the faster ones. The Jir are not heavily armored. They are known for being an effective strike force in that they can get in a place very quickly and they fight ere so viciously. So, they are gaining on you. However, we will go to an open table where you guys are being chased. Every time we go to the world's turn, just as a little explanation, every time we go to the world's turn, we'll do an agility to dictate how far they are from you. And in the interim, you may have some attacks to dodge, slings and what have you. So, open table, you have 2 actions as you sprint. They are 20 stretch from you, from the front of the rank.
So, these guys are chasing us. Great. But if they, if we move too fast, we're gonna get out of this canyon, and it's still midday. Think we can, make them go around in circles like we're a pair of teenagers trying to solve a mystery with a talking dog.
Do the old hallway with several doors bit.
I don't know. Might just work.
That would be ideal.
Well, I think it's time for a montage, eh?
Yeah. Roll for montage. Is this hallway that we're going down now? Is this the same like pitfall that we like nearly fell down?
No, this is an
This is
entirely unexplored. Yeah.
Perfect. You know, that doesn't sound dangerous.
Should we just try to run out and hope that there's someplace else we can hide from the sun once we get out of here? Or?
I think so. I think, you know, pure dumb luck, I think, has been my strategy thus far.
Yeah, hopefully the universe provides.
Uh-huh. I would like to enact Uncanny Speed while we're not in CTO here. Since we rested, I need to redo it.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and roll those agility bones. I tell you what, if you both have any statics you want to apply, we'll bundle them all into a single agility.
What is static?
Static just means once you apply it, or once you activate it, it continues to apply.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'll just do the quick hide.
Cool. Go ahead and roll an agility from both Ians then, if you don't mind.
34.
34 is a success. You are hidden. And what about you, Mr. Dongodare? You enacted that. What was your result?
24.
Also a success.
All right.
So I believe, is that the extent of both of your actions?
I used one. I will use the other to beat feet. Like,
Cool.
hard.
Well, so you're inherently beating feet
Right.
as Twir, so you can use that for something else if you want.
Can I, like, speed up?
You want to beat a little harder?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead and roll an agility to see if you can get out in front of the group a little bit. You don't have to outrun the faux bear or something that lines up.
Yes, and then the Uncanny Speed doubles the effect of all movements, so ideally, you know, I got something going on there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, 15 for agility, for beating harder.
Can I also use my other action to do the same thing?
Yeah, why don't you? We'll bundle these rolls together.
32.
Okay, so though proverbially piggybacking on the idea, you do sort of show Faubert how it's done, as you get out in front of the pack, and he kind of like, oh, but doesn't really, you know, he makes a dramatic show of it, but isn't quite able to beat any harder than his feet were being beaten to this point. So
That's no fair, you've got a wide gate.
Hey, I'd flip you off from way ahead of you, but you won't be able to see me because I'm hidden.
Faubert, you have an incoming defense test as a rock is being hurled your way from one of your sheer canines.
That's not very nice of them.
Thank you.
25.
It rushes just past your ear, and you know that it would have done some concussive damage had it hit you. However, it don't. Let's do a perception test as we go to the top of the world.
I'd like to use See Me Rollin', which is a post-successful dodge, to move an extra 5 stretch, which will actually be an extra 10 stretch due to my Uncanny Speed.
And just like that, you've caught back up to your antagonistic homie.
Perfect.
Still can't see me, bitch.
Perception as we go to the top of the world's turn here.
I got 16.
I got 13.
Cool. So you guys are nearing what appears to be the end of this particular tunnel. As I said, you can see the literal light at the end of the literal tunnel. However, betwixt you, there are 2 important elements that are worthy of note. First of all, there is a pit, very similar to the last one you had to go past. However, being in a hurry, there are going to be more hazards implemented. It's going to be harder to sneak around the edges as you did before, especially because they have ranged weapons, this horde of people who are chasing you. Moreover, as you are running, Faubert, as you come out of your roll, you smack into this stalactite. However, that sound effect being more splat-oriented than thump is applicable, because it is in fact not made of rock. And when you hit it, it sort of writhes and flexes as it pulls itself up toward the cavern ceiling. And above you, you feel a massive rumble, as though tectonic plates are moving just above this cave ceiling. and you continue to run, feeling unaffected by it. However, noting that this hanging, almost tentacle-looking stalactite bore a striking resemblance to the Lazatriara and her tentacles.
Oh, interesting. Fucking run! What's the gape on this pit? That doesn't sound right. That sounds bad.
It is 10 stretch whilst at full gape.
How does jumping work?
In this case, jumping is going to... You guys do have a uncommon advantage in that the other side of the pit is lower than the side you are jumping from. So although it is a 10 stretch jump, and that will include one hazard, which means I'm adding 10 to my roll, you guys have a better shot. It sort of negates the other natural consequences which we have so diligently prepared for situations like this.
Okay. Ooh, would that hazard be at all negated by the fact that I have uncanny speed, double the effect of all movements, including jump, as it says in the flavor text?
Then yes. Can't argue with those italics, baby.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna jump with my own 2 feet, pull myself up by my own bootstraps.
Alrighty. This will be an agility. We're going to get one from both of you. And you guys get a running start, and it clips into a little bit of slow motion as you approach the end of your run into your jump. And what is your agility result?
Ooh!
Ooh, nat 20!
Plus 28.
Do a little nat 20 dance, everybody. So a miracle did indeed happen. And what about for you, Faubert?
25.
Still a pretty number.
With no hazard. 25, no hazard.
Okay, very handsome. So you guys make it across, skidding across the rocks and pebbles, which Faubert had still carrying a handful of canonically.
You never know.
That scatter across this cave floor, and you guys are now a clean sprint away from the end of the cave. You can hear the Toeurians running into this massive pit, and most of them not having the same gumption that in fact you did. So, you have scored yourselves some time, suffice to say. This is going to be, by a matter of time, you guys will be at the end, the opening of this cave. And one more perception roll for me to see if I can reveal anything else.
2, 4, 5, I mean. 5.
6.
Y'all suck.
We still have the +3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 6.
Well, we never claimed to be a strong PRC party, did we? And with that, I will say that you know that this path is not going to lead to the pirates' encampment, which was good, part of the goal.
Yay!
So, open table at the end of which you will arrive at the opening of this cave. Though, as Justin brought up to you earlier, it is still the middle of the road, and the sun is lethally hot.
I think the sleepy boba is closer than we expect. I think that was a piece of it there. Have you ever...
What exactly is the nature of this creature?
It's a giant falcon worm, sandworm, with tentacles that, will attack you and grab onto you. And then if you chop off those tentacles, then it will grow back twofold.
So you gotta avoid the tentacles, the teas from the boba, right?
Yep, you have to avoid the boba teas. Exactly.
Yep, alright, got it.
And then also, you want to avoid chopping it off. Unless you're trying to make things complicated for people coming by after us.
Oh!
Both of you take a bit and continue.
I myself have no method of chopping anything off. I have a slingshot and rocks.
I've got Tanto.
Oh, that will help.
Yeah. It's a dexterity weapon, does plus 25 cut, and can be used to block.
Useful. Very useful.
What is plus 15 ADV to blade tests?
Just advantage.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, can I use that with the Hushbuckler static agility skill?
Indeed.
For 25 hustle?
And that'll come up whenever you want to use your any blade test. So for blocks, for attacks, for opening window sills. Looking at you, Undy Sniffer.
All right. Well,
I couldn't tell.
I'm gonna skid to a halt as Fobear says this and look behind me and see that tentacle kind of writhing, and run at it and try to slice it samurai style.
Very handsome. Dexterity test as you do this.
Oh shit. With the plus 15, it's an 18.
Okay, so you swing your sword and just kind of sit there like paused looking at it, and it just sits kind of hanging there. It's like unaffected. But then it splits and ever so slowly separates and falls to the ground.
Yeah, just how I planned.
It writhes and sucks up into a tunnel that is just big enough for itself, and you notice that the other tentacles dangling down on all sides suck up. And you know from the essence pouring down this tunnel just above you that it is bleeding. You have wounded what is in fact the sleepy boba. You have affected one of its nerve cluster.
All right, I got a
Just
boba
to
tea.
say, you have awoken the beast. Take a bit.
You're gonna want to hang on to that boba tea for a while and put some eyes on it, and then you'll have a new friend.
Oh, neat.
Anyway, let's go ahead and do a perception as we go to the world's turn.
6.
I still have 205 hustle left after spending 95 of it.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, nat 20.
Hell yeah.
So you guys get to the edge of this cavern, and you turn to look up, and though you see many of these aforementioned tendrils, which are, they're about forearm width, and then they split off into kind of 2 finger width / finger length tendrils at the end of them. And they are sort of menacingly angling toward the both of you, or the 3 of you rather. However, having one of those clusters so affected stirred the boba, and so now you are watching this dune, this massive dune, almost stand up above you. You see sand falling on all sides, though you are protected from the massive clumps, which are basically just, sedentary rocks, boulders falling down towards you. Let's go ahead and do an agility to stay hidden in the mouth of this cave, which remains rigid.
26.
36.
26 and 36 is a success, respectively and collectively. So you guys are unaffected by these boulders. You hear that the first wave of Toeurians is beginning to make it around the pit, and just before you, as your eyes adjust, you see that it is just open plains of the arid knots. However, given your successful perceptions in a miraculous variety, you know that if you were to get behind the sleepy boba, it would provide shade.
Is behind the sleepy boba where we really want to be?
I mean, there's the shade aspect, and then there's, of course, the as long as it's not in Toria's direct way aspect.
I can see the points.
Yeah, kind of a 3-headed danger here, if you will.
As was so constructed by Mr. Faux Bill. So, do you guys want to do an agility and try to angle behind? So this will be racing against that clock to not get the sunburn, as well as positioning yourself, adequately behind the mound that is your awakening boba.
I would like to.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. Agility, and that's going to be another 25 hustle from the both of you.
I got a natural 1.
Oh no. I can't help you. I got a 19.
You know how when people say it's probably fine, but you can tell they don't mean it? It's probably fine.
Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. The game Legends of Raspia is created and designed by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Olor is produced, edited, and mixed by Rick Tahi. The Raspian mythology is created by Han Blackheart, with notable contributions from the collective creators and friends of Bard Fox. Eni is played by Justin Kellenquest, who's really busy right now and can't take your call, unfortunately.
I don't got a time limit. I'm in the kitchen right now pouring myself a vodka.
Well, you know how involved pouring vodka can be. Faubert Dongodare is played by Rick Tahi, who you can most certainly find on Instagram at faux.diddly. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find his music on Spotify as Opalpunk or his Instagram and Twitter at @theopalpunk. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. This episode's song is called Red Spade's Jaunt. Pretty groovy. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. Thank you, my dear friend and listener, for listening. We'll meet you here next time for the finale of this arc. And in the meanwhile, don't forget, good luck back there on Earth. Welcome everyone to Ope, Legends of Raspia, the comedy fiction fantasy real play role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play. One die, one sheet, and a whole lot of fun. So, pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old Bard Fox. Last time on Olor. Our heroes returned to the caves to draw the Toeurians away from sand pirates, and away they did draw them. Furthermore, Eni awakened the sleepy Boba as the Toeurian Legion approached. It's looking like Phobos' first ever plan might actually work. Let's see how badly the cliff-hanging Natural One screws it up.
So, you roll a 1 and you trip the whole party. Oh,
shit.
You each take 5 sun damage,
And
which
armor
in this
doesn't
case,
prevent that, right?
in this case, it does not. Yeah, your armor is gets you. You get one of those farmer's tans, but it's for the S&M leather strap armor. So
my nipples, yes!
It's gonna be a little tougher to explain, given depending on the circles you're in.
Even my leather straps are sunburned.
Joke's on you, this is what I wanted all on. I rub my nips.
Right, as they sizzled in the hot, arid not sun. So, you guys catch those sunburns, 5 damage each, ouch kabibbles. However, it also chokes you up, and the first wave is now within range. So you have 2 actions. However, they are right behind you, and they're on to you, man.
I'm gonna use I'm gonna attempt to use the Lost in the Fray sort of thing again, which is the agility action to lose aggro.
Frost in the leg.
I'm gonna quick hide again.
Cool. Toss them agility bones from the both of you. We're tying them together for ready.
28 for the quick hide.
15 for Lost in Fray.
15 is unfortunately not a success. So, Phobo, you were not able to lose aggro. However, Quick Hide was a success, those extra agility points paying off in your slightly taller compadre.
Can I use my other action to pick up Meanie? And I wanted to make it look like I'm being really nice, but also I want to pick him up and put him around my shoulder, but with him kind of pointed towards the Toeurians.
You just want to use Adamandor as literal meat shield?
Yeah, but I wanted to make it look like I'm being really nice.
A compassionate meat shield?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and roll a brawn, I guess, to kind of physically move him.
We're gonna make it. We're no moss left behind. We're all getting out of here to road. 6.
He's like, get off of me, man. What are you doing? I know we're gonna make it. You're the one that fell. I fell too. Anyway, run!
So the way I still have my action left, and I'm just gonna use it to, while I'm hidden, run across the desert towards the back of the thing. And the way I became hidden was just applying a bunch of sand to my naturally sticky body, so I just like look the color of the desert.
Let's go ahead and do a perception roll, as this is a survivalist tactic.
Well, I mean, since you were already down in the sand anyways.
Yeah, exactly. 13.
Yeah, you know what? That's a success, and go ahead and take a bit. So you will have +3 advantage to your stealth/hide tests. Just because I love it. I'm writing that one in, but I love it.
Since it's not CTO technically yet, right?
Nope, you are correct.
Go in tandem.
Go in tandem. All right, cool. And you guys can spend the amount of hustle you would want. It is going to be another 20 spent to get back there since you fell after 5.
I'll spend it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Is probably indeed worth it.
That's why I
At
did
least
all
to
that
not have to
breathing.
do the sun.
Right. That's why I did all that breathing earlier, so I could run more later.
Right. Yeah, that's why I do my breathing. So, let's go ahead and do a perception test as we go to the world's turn.
13 for me.
Same, 13.
All right.
Turning around, you see what is now, it looks like a massive kind of hermit crab with a dune for a back, which has detached itself from the ground in the cave system below it. All of those clusters of nerves hang down at varying lengths, just kind of dangling. And you can tell that it needs to stay above cave systems, so it has a place to not only root, but also use those nerve clusters to find the varying pockets and whatnot for nutrients and what have you. Get into world building later. It's a massive hermit crab is what you're looking at.
Put your nerve endings away. Jeez.
Yes, in this case, you guys have kind of caught it with its literal pants down as you make your way to the shade that this massive creature known as Boba has now arisen, no longer sleeping. It is causing shade that protects you from these rolls. Let's do a reactionary agility on the world's turn to see how far ahead of the troops you are, as these tendrils, which look like tiny spaghetti noodles in the greater scope of things, all jut out from all sides of the lower half of Boba and begin to attack the Toeurians pouring out of the cave mouth at its base.
Agility, you said?
I did indeed.
12.
Unnatural 20. Did we both roll 2s? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, you know, pounds and whatnot. Okay. So you do have 2 pursuants, and it turns out it is the 2 scouts that still remain from chasing you throughout the caverns. You will be doing a defensive roll, after which we will do a CTO, as you guys are engaged by the only 2 that made it away from the tendrils, as the rest of the Toeurian force is engaged by these dozens and dozens of tendrils jutting after them.
When in doubt, scout it out. So this is a dodge?
Yes, this is a dodge as they are coming at you with melee weapons in hand.
Oh, so we cannot dodge, right?
Oh, you're right. This would be a block. Thank you. Take
Yeah.
a bit for your honesty.
I was gonna say, can I just hold my Tonto up and try to block?
Yes, in fact, that is what it requires, system-wise.
But yeah, I'm gonna use Fleet Feet, which allows me to sync with melee weapon defense to use dodge.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Smart.
Cool. So go ahead and throw them bones as both of you have incoming saber attacks.
Alright, 30.
15.
You unfortunately are unable to get out of the way of the thrust as they rolled an 18. And they give you a poke and stab. That is going to be 15 damage, as is the system, given your level.
Yes, 15 cut.
15 cut, correct.
Good thing I'm wearing this armor.
And now we roll a CTO. This is a naked roll, Justin, just determining what order we go for our combat turn.
16.
10.
So it is going to go Justin first, and then it is going to go Rico, Foebear, and it will be the world's turn. You guys are out in the open desert currently. However, you are in the shade of the giant hermit crab of a dune-looking creature that is Sleepy Boba. as it has arisen and provides you with enough shade to not have to worry about the sun.
Well, that was nice of it.
Yes, I'm sure it was its plan the whole time.
Meanwhile, Faubear's just screaming after being stabbed, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. And Justin, you were able to block your attackers, attack. However, you are now, in essence, crossing blades with this particular Toeurian.
Even though I used dodge with the fleet feet instead of the block.
Yeah, just because I accidentally said it a second ago and I'm now doubling down on my mistake. That's exactly what I meant.
All right, that's fine. I can fuck this guy. I can fuck this guy up. Don't worry about me.
You're so much lighter now that you've dropped Candace. So, you know.
That's why you do it early in the day.
So do you want to do an attack? If
yeah.
you do decide to attack, remember that you can step up your damage using might. So for every 5 you increase it, you do 5 more damage.
Yeah, I will increase by 20.
Very handsome. So that will cost you 20 might and a dexterity roll, unless you have a conversion for that.
I still have Hushbuckler on, right?
Yes, indeed.
I could do 5 chime energy, but that would hobble another thing. Yeah, I'll hobble brawn and do that.
Cool.
So I have +3 agility, +3 dexterity.
Yeah, just to help keep the edge on, Cracks a 5 chime energy and tosses it back for 1 action.
All right, cool. And then I can still attack him.
Correctus.
All right, 28.
Well, I rolled a 1. So what is the total damage? You stepped it up by 20.
Yeah, so it would
20.
be 45.
So
45 cut.
given the amount of damage that he was put through just on the chase alone, chasing after you guys, what have you, he is now dangerously low on health. Even though he had 20 armor, your blow just cuts right through, and he's, you didn't tell me you were a Hushbuckler. Cool, so that will be your turn as we go to Faubear Dongodaire.
Ow! He really fucking stabbed me! You fucking prick!
Yeah, channel that anger.
Stab me! Ow! Can I move 10 stretch away and still be in the shadow?
Yes, yep. It's pretty ample at this point.
So I move, I'll take 5, but due to uncanny speed, I'll go 10. So, and then I'll arm up a slingshot.
What exactly are you putting in that little shot of sling?
I've got a popper vial, which does concussive damage.
Very handsome, very handsome. So that all takes place. As we go to the world's turn, let's do a PRC to watch everything that unfolds. 8.
11.
Rather than chase you, Phobo, your attacking party turns to see his mortally wounded compadre and is like, no, not another one of us. 41st Scouts, unite! So he drops down to apply medical care to his fallen compatriot, as I said. However, behind all of this craziness, this localized craziness, the grander scale of crazy breaks down, and you see that the Toeurians have now learned to focus on these softer dangly bits, and in doing so, have enraged Boba even farther. So you see the sleepy Boba beginning to raise up, and because I rolled a 1 miraculously, I will tell you that the quake in its tendrils holding it show you that it's probably intending to slam itself down upon all of the enemies below it. This won't hit you, but it is to be noted as this thing is veritably a geographic element in scale. So this takes place. And we go back to Justin's turn. You're standing, with them at your feet, pretty much.
Listen carefully. With this thing about to land, if fighting other, bosses in the workplace has taught me anything, it's that it's going to send out a shockwave, and we're going to need to double jump over that shit.
Well put.
Very well put.
But while this guy's trying to give aid to his friend, I'm just gonna take my Tonto and try to decapitate the guy that I've already injured and strike more fear into this other guy's heart.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do a, that'll be a dexterity if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Unless otherwise acted upon.
Nope. And then I'm gonna add another +10 from the might.
Nice, very nice.
Put some stank on it.
And that is only going to be 20 unnatural.
Oh, so close. So the person who's applying medical care to this fallen friend is like, no, and puts his blade out to block it. However, you just barely are able to get past the defense, literally by one roll result. And that is the end of Toeurian Scout 1, so far as you guys are concerned, is his name.
Good thing you had that 5-chime energy.
And this,
Give you the
yeah,
edge.
for real. For fucking real. The
No
+3.
shit, I didn't even think about that. Yep, but that's what did it right there. So,
I want this, then this guy's face gets splattered with the blood of his friend.
oh, it does. And it turns even more beet red because of his rage, as he becomes vexed upon you. Which is to say, it's a him or you situation as far as his mind is concerned. However, without any regard to being climactic, it goes to Fobo's turn.
Well, I'll just kind of do the thing. I'll sling my little vial at him.
Alrighty, do your little thing and get that vial sling. That's gonna be a dexterity or agility, as we went over. It learns.
God dang it. Well, so close. 18.
Success.
All right.
So what is the damage on that?
15 concussive.
15 concussive hits quite heavily. Oh, that hit quite heavily. Let's do a perception roll to see how he reacts and what happens in the landscape beyond.
7.
19.
Very well. So, as the sleepy boba brings down the brunt of its force, completely loosing the tension in that which keeps it suspended, it slams down on the ground below it. And you guys feel the rumble very, very deeply. No double jump required. You feel the rumble very, very deeply in the ground, and then kind of afterwards, you kind of feel more shifting and cracking below you. And these rifts begin to form as sand falls into them on all sides of you, almost like cracking ice, but instead it's just like, ground. So this is taking place at all sides of you. As Faubert, you have an incoming arrow.
Oh, not again.
And stretch away from your compatriot and your current enemy.
Oh, is it the other scout?
It is indeed the other scout.
I believe, not to correct you, but I believe you said he was vexed upon Weenie.
So Justin, you have an incoming saber attack. As all of that gets decanonized and he focuses vexed in a him or you situation upon you.
Alright,
Take a bit, Faubert, thank you.
Sorry, that's the reason why Faubert attacked. He's like, oh, well, he's busy, so I might as well get a jab in.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna spend 25 hustle to do fleet feet again.
This converts it to a dodge very well, so this will be an agility test.
Well, I rolled a natural 1.
Oofta. So luckily, you have that armor on.
Yeah, for real.
Because that does 30 damage total. So blocked 10 by your armor, 20 will get through.
I
You
have-
take a damn near mortal wound.
5 hit points left after the 5 damage from the sun.
Oh my goodness. So very mortally wounded, you fall to one knee, just narratively, not canonically. And what do you yell as you are so very wounded?
You motherfucker, I'm gonna gut you like a fish and throw your head to your friends.
That was better than I could have ever hoped. As we go to your turn.
I'm gonna just use one thumb to wipe a single blood smear off my face. And then I'm just gonna glare at this guy on my knee and grip my sword and then try to stand up and shove it through his belly.
Very handsome. Go ahead and throw those.
If I may,
recording
Justin,
bones.
if ever there's a time to fucking break the bank,
This is the
Oh
time,
shit.
Yeah.
I forgot how many actions do I have in the bank?
Let's call it a cool 5 for round
Okay.
6.
So that's 25 advantage. I'm gonna go minus 30 for might for damage.
Nice.
Yep, might as well throw as much stank on it as you can.
Yep. And then go for it. 43 because I rolled a 2. Oh, 46 because I have +3 dex.
So you thrust, and he is able to block your attack, but masterfully you bounce back and perform a counterattack that is utterly devastating. What is the total damage on that?
It is gonna be 55.
By utterly devastating, I mean entirely lethal. And this, that's crazy. 55, so he's got 20 armor, 15 damage from 50. He had literally 35, which is the exact amount of damage that got through.
Nice.
That is
Hell fucking yeah. And I just want to look him in the eyes as I drive my blade into his belly as blood spurts out of his mouth.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna say a word, I'm just gonna stare at him as he dies and I watch the light leave his eyes.
And this all takes place as your blood joins with his, as you damn near join him on the other side of the field of mortality. So, let's everybody take 5 bits as the CTO resolves, and let's do a perception roll. As you can hear and see Sleepy Boba raising up to do another one. Slam attacks.
Slam-a-lam-a ding-dong. 13 perception.
I also got 13.
That's the way to go.
Cool. So, if you would like to do some looting, it would take 1 action, but I can tell you what you get afterwards. We'll actually go ahead and do that now. We'll say it happens as a post to the CTO, just so it doesn't cost you, because we've got some shit happening in the background here as we hear our very familiar finale-esque melody return to the score.
Ooh, nat 20.
Okay. I got a 5.
So, Justin, you were able to get a full suit of the Toeurian Scout armor.
Dope.
You can also take the longbow and the saber if you want. Faubert, you have access to the longbow and the saber, and you both gain 25 bits from the pockets, Precious.
Sorry, we'd probably have 2 full suits of armor if I hadn't cut that guy up so bad.
Yeah, you really folked me over on that one.
Right. So, perception test to see what happens as Sleepy Boba goes to slam his big, heavy booty down on the cavern system.
14.
Wait, 15, sorry.
So the ground during this last couple of rounds has continued to crack on all sides of it. And as Sleepy Boba brings itself directly down in another slam to attempt to just squish all of the Tourians who are cutting at its nerve clusters, let's do an agility to see if you guys can avoid the massive fissures in the ground that are now forming as it breaks apart on all sides, opening into a yawning chasm.
Well, that's how you get big fish, is big fishers. 19.
30. Or no, 37, sorry.
So, you guys see the crack coming, kind of look at each other for a sec, kind of have a let's go moment, and begin to run away. However, behind you, unavoidably, the ground cracks and opens up, and as you hang in midair before you plunge to not only the mysterious depths below, but also the end of our particular arc, what is it that you say?
Well, folk.
Hey, Faubert, do me a favor. Get underneath me for this drop, because I will die.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to need you to break my fall.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, anytime, bud. For sure.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And without any courtesy to the cliff nor the act of hanging, we leave ourselves at a cliffhanger
than our
Harmontown. And with that, I want to thank very much our guest, Justin, who was in fact our first commenter on Ope Legends of Raspia. Quote said, "Get me in on one of these," and over a year later, look at us, we done it. Justiners, this has been Han Blackheart. Right over here to my proverbial right is Rico Tahi. Rico, you got any words for the kind listeners?
Thank you.
Truly sagacious as always. We have been Legends of Raspia.
Oh, still going. Give him space. Give him space. He's still going.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Ope, Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. The game Legends of Raspia is created and designed by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Olor is produced, edited, and mixed by Rick Tahi. The Raspian mythology is created by Han Blackheart with notable contributions from the collective creators and friends of Bard Fox. Eni is played by Justin Kellenkist. You can find him joining us here again in just a few months. Oh, and I do have a clip that Justin wanted us to share.
All right, in post, the thing I would like to plug is unloading earlier in the day rather than later to make yourself more aerodynamic.
Thank you so much, Justin. Fobear Dongodare is played by Rick Tahi, who you can find on Instagram at fo.diddley. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find his music on Spotify as Opalpunk or his Instagram and Twitter at theopalpunk. Definite articles are important. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. This episode's song is called Battle Mutt. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. We'll return later this month with a special one-part episode, and then next month with a full arc featuring another special guest, Keith Evans. So lots of goodness on the way. But as always, fellow Foxians, in the meantime, good luck back there on Earth.